It's not a matter of the court against Scientology, it's the court against the free choice of a free people. But the principle is I must have free exercise, there must be a separation of court from interpreting religion in fact and in judgment, and this is an area which the court cannot enter into.
As the Star-Spangled Banner yet wave. I got this as I spoke at a Scientology rally yesterday in Los Angeles. But I am seriously concerned whether there is still religious freedom in these United States sufficient to even justify our effort.
And still more of them came to proclaim their commitment to religious freedom, to denounce the ruling and support the Church of Scientology's cause. To demonstrate their faith, they drafted and signed a Declaration of Religious Freedom. It proclaimed that despite their varied and diverse convictions, they were firmly committed to the cause of religious liberty, free of government interference, judicial intervention, and psychiatric interpretation.
Members of the Church of Scientology continue to flock to the city of Portland for a week-long protest there. Thousands have already arrived tonight.
Inspired by such wide religious support, the crusade continued to grow. They gave up their jobs and vacations and came to Portland to show their commitment. From morning to night, 7 days a week, rain or shine, the cause of religious liberty was evidenced by their presence. Among the tens of thousands of Scientologists who came to Portland to support the cause, many celebrities came to voice their opinions in support of Scientology.
I grew up in the heartland of America believing in certain things, and this strikes at my fundamental religious beliefs and my constitutional rights. And there was, frankly, nothing more important anywhere I could have been doing than being here right now.
And once in a while, you have to stand up for what you believe in. And tonight, I'm here to represent Scientology, and I've had counseling, I give counseling, and I don't want to lose that. And that's as simple as that.
This is our country, okay? We fought for it in 1776. We fought for it in the 40s. We fought for it in the 1800s, and we're going to fight for it in the 80s. So wake up to the fact of who we are. We want a free country that's determined to do what we want to do in this country. And that's the only way we're going to have it.
Also, many musicians came to perform in support of the crusade. During one event, they and so many others were joined by Stevie Wonder, who phoned his best wishes to the thousands in Portland for this great religious crusade.
Okay, Stevie. Now we have the crowd, and they can hear you, and we have microphones on them so you can hear them. Hello? Hello? Wow. You called me at home this time of night. I love you all too, with all my heart. I love you too. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart.
Portland was soon too small for the crusade. With 38 chartered buses and scores of private vehicles, they took their message of religious freedom on the road to Salem, the state capital of Oregon. In the same orderly, unified fashion that had gained them the respect of Portland, they walked the final distance to the capital, their numbers stretching over 1.5 miles. As always, the media followed.
More than 1,000 members of the Church of Scientology took their crusade to Salem today in yet another protest against last week's $39 million court ruling against the church.
America, America.
Church leaders reiterated what has become the dominant theme of this week's rally is that the Multnomah County Court judgment violated the group's religious rights.
I will not have my religion tromped on, and I'm sure you will not let it happen either.
Meanwhile, the legal battle for religious freedom took its next step when Church Attorney Earl Cooley presented a motion to Judge Donald Launder, who had presided over the trial. Later, he explained what happened.
The motion seeks a mistrial. The basic underlying premise of the motion is that the Church of Scientology was denied its constitutional rights in this court. The First Amendment was repealed in the state of Oregon, and we want it reinstated.
Attorneys for the Church of Scientology were in court also today, seeking a new trial in the wake of a $39 million judgment against the church. Steve Tytler joins us now.
We will win this fight. This afternoon, we filed a motion for a mistrial. Our grounds and our cause are strong and just. Our ethics are in and our stats are up. Judge Launder has set a hearing next Wednesday at 9:30 on that motion. I tell you that next Wednesday at 9:30, in behalf of Scientologists, Scientology, and the great L. Ron Hubbard, I'm going to take back that $39 million. Thank you very much.
The night before the final crucial hearing, an all-night vigil was held, not only in Portland, but around the world. In nation after nation, in Europe, South America, the Pacific, and into the Far East, Scientologists held vigils and called in their support and joined hands as a team around the world. The next morning, they filled not only the sidewalks, but the courthouse itself. When Church Attorney Cooley entered the courthouse, the Scientologists showed their support. But their attitude towards the attorney who sought to crush religion was a different matter. While the attorneys presented their arguments for mistrial in the crowded courtroom, the thousands who could not gain entry waited. Finally, the last arguments were done. It was now with the judge. While they waited, the crusade continued. It never faltered. At stake was the future of religion. It was very clear that Scientology was being attacked because of its workability and expansion, a fact that always drives the SPs wild. But despite the malice of the attacks vetted against Scientology, none was returned. Over 10,000 people came to Portland for a cause filled with emotion, yet their behavior was impeccable, for they also represented the very principles they sought to protect: reason, sanity, and goodwill among all. Finally, the decision came.